everyone, welcome to day 10 of Vlogmas. What have we got in Paula's today? And they all go for gold. Oh, the trees that are in wood, the honey bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun. The deer, the merry old girls singing all in the choir. Oh, these are lovely. Thank you, Paula. Absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
And then Anne. Oh, this one's tight. It's stuck in. There we go. Oh!
Is it warm?
Eden Cottage Yarns Natesby colour. Daffodil. Oh, isn't that a lovely colour? Gorgeous. Thank you, Anne. And then Cherie's. Just a minute, cos. Oh, I love this one. Bucca, elderberry and echinacea. And we've got a little Christmas pudding. And we've got Ollie and Bella one of a kind. Lemon and lime, and Ollie named that, and that is the perfect name for it, Ollie. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very much. And number 10 in the tea calendar is, gingerbread man. Lovely. Just the name of the tea. Don't knock. There we go. That's that one. Right, I'm going to get on. See you in a bit. This is a little bit weird. I arrived at school a little bit earlier this afternoon. The traffic round here has been really bad over the last week or so. So I thought, I'd been up at my mum's and I thought, well, I'll set off a bit early. Anyway, when I got here, the parking's really bad because it's the first of the school nativities this afternoon. So all the parents that are here watching have parked. So I've come a bit further down the road. Thought, I'll just do a few rounds on my sock and I'll sit and chat for a minute. Took the first available parking space, and right in front of me there are two blokes from some CCTV company just standing outside the van, having a fag and talking. Looking at this weird woman in the car knitting on a sock and talking to herself. Excuse me. Oh well, everyone thinks I'm a bit bonkers anyway, so what does it matter? Well, it is the most foul day. I was going to see if I could get a bit of interesting footage this morning whilst I was in town. And quite frankly, all I wanted to do was get my jobs done and get back to somewhere warm. We didn't go home, went to Mum and Dad's to help them with their Christmas trees, getting the lights on and things. I usually do that for them because I'm good at it. Well, I do like doing it and I like being helpful. So yeah, I got absolutely saturated. I walked the kids to school this morning and then walked down to town, which is about 3.5 miles by the time I've done all of that. Walked down to town, met up with my sister after I dropped the kids off, and we walked down to town together. By the time I got there, this waterproof coat had let all the rain right through to the lining, and the back of my neck and my arms were damp, and also my lovely boots had let the water in, so my brand new first time on home for Christmas socks got damp. Then we went in, we had a nice coffee. We went to Costa and I had a spiced cappuccino, which was delicious, and warmed up a bit there. But then several of the shops we went in, how many? We didn't go in that many shops, but we went in Wilko's and we were in there quite a while, and I was getting colder and colder. And it wasn't until we got to the till and then I was saying how I think, it must have been because I was damp and the cold was really setting in. And she said, "Oh no, the heating's broken." What a wally. So anyway, I've managed to get all of the yarn from my Luli Advent Swap into my sock, and I'm now working on the lovely lemon and lime mini skein from Cherie, whose husband's birthday it is today. So happy birthday, Cherie's husband, whose name I can't hang on. Is it Jamie? Might be Jamie. I could just be making that up, but if it is, happy birthday, Jamie, or whatever your name is, because my brain is like a sieve as far as names are concerned. Anyway, it's a foul day here in Chesterfield, and Cherie said this morning that the weather down there is just as disgusting. It has rained and rained and blown and blown, and it hasn't really given up all day. So I'm going to pick the children up from school and drop them at my parents', and then I'm popping for a quick trim. I'm going to dye it, but not until probably a week or two, so that it's nice and fresh for Christmas. But I always like to try and get it trimmed a little bit beforehand, because when I first have it cut, listen to that, when I first have it cut, it's always a little bit I don't know, it takes a little while to settle. The curls don't like to behave themselves to begin with, and I'm quite pleased with how my hair's coming on. I've still got very short lengths at the top, but I'm really enjoying having slightly longer hair again now. So yes, that's that. So I'm going to pop into school in about 5 minutes and go and get the small boy, and then we'll nip down for Ivy, and I'll take them back to my mum and dad's, where they can have a nice drink and probably some sweeties while I go and have my hair trimmed. It's only a quick job, it doesn't take long, because I literally have the ends off and that's it. Just a quick tidy up is all I'm after. So hopefully by the time we've had tea and everything, and by the time I'm done in the hairdressers, I'll have this little portion of my sock finished, so I'll be able to show you that later. And I actually think I'm going to probably be ready for the tote tomorrow, which is exciting. So I will catch up with you again in a bit. Good evening. Shush, Bramble. Shush. Shush, Bramble. Good evening, my lovely friends. I've just finished doing a huge pile of ironing. Well, not that huge really, a moderate pile of ironing. I thought I would show you a little bit of my Christmas decorating, because I have been promising that and I haven't had a chance yet. So I've got it all lit up and festive this evening, so I thought I'd show you. So here on the mantelpiece is a nutcracker, and then these two little angels. Johnny brought the children back from a little town in Germany called Göttingen when he went there, I say a couple of years ago, but it's probably more like 3 or 4 years at least since he went there with work just before Christmas. And then this is my dingly dangly elfin monkey that my mum bought me. It's a Jellycat Christmas thing, and various other little bits and bobs, including some a peppermint snowflake candle from Party Light, and then also some of the same scent of votives, and they are in some really pretty, oh Bramble, do shut up, little votive glass holders from Yankee Candle Company. And then this little beauty I bought from a shop in Anstruther in the Kingdom of Fife when we were on holiday there 2 years ago. And this is my tiny little bit of Lush Design who are based in Greenwich. And I bought this when we were visiting family in London 2 years ago, I think. 2 or 3. Anyway, then above the mantle on the chimney breast is this garland, which I've been using for a long while now. A couple of its little branches have started to fall out, but it's still good. And I used to have this at our old house on the chimney breast there. And most of the shinies, as I call them, the baubles in this, are from a house clearance that I went to many years ago before the kids were born. And various other ones like these owls, which were gifts. And then I've added these snowflakes and this beautiful big pink drop one in the centre. And I think it looks rather festive and splendid. And then in our window, our bay window, it's a sort of a half bay. It's bay-ish at this side and not at that side. It's a very strange window. It's because we live in a semi. This is another garland. And the reason this one looks thinner is because the one on the chimney breast has actually been folded double. So in this one I've just got these lovely big Gisela Graham snowflakes, some big icicles, and then these really lovely snowflakey baubles, which were actually from Morrison's last year. And I only did this one last year, and it's got these tiny little groups of baubles that came from Paper Chase, and then some acorns and pine cones that have come from various different places. The silvery acorns were from Paula in my advent calendar last year, and I added them each day. So last year the Christmas tree was here in front of the window, and that's where it usually has stood, but we decided to put it behind me. You can sit in the window there, so that we'd be able to see it more easily when we were watching telly in the evening and things like that. And then that gold star in the window there I've had for years. So that's that. And then here is our rather majestic Christmas tree. Oh. A small shot of Johnny. Shh, don't tell him. He's working in the dining room. I can't actually get far enough back to be able to fit it all in one go. It's 7 foot. It's ridiculously tall. I mean, it's almost at the ceiling. But I love it. And it's got Christmas lights on it that I bought not last January, but the January before in the sale. In fact, I bought the tree at the same time from Ferndale Garden Centre. I'm not going to go through every single shiny and decoration on this tree because that would take forever. But that is our original star up on the top of the tree. And this lovely snowflake fairy here is a FIMO decoration made by my lovely friend Nicola, who you've heard me mention before. There are very few breakable ones. I've got a couple of glass ones up here, but they're very thick glass. They're not delicate ones. This little fairy here, Ivy made when she was a toddler at an event I was running with the Children's Centre many years ago. This is one of my tapestry Christmas stars that I've worked on. I bought this one last Christmas from, was it last Christmas? No, the Christmas before, from the St Thomas's Christmas Fair. This was one of our original ones from when we first had our Christmas tree. The very first one. I've got so many on here I could spend days. This is one that I bought on Christmas Eve quite a few years ago. I could go on about the shinies on here for days and days and days. So many of them gifts, so many of them from special people, so many of them bring back special memories. I love this big Christmas, this big silver tree. These beautiful ones, they came from Chatsworth Christmas Market, and I've got 4 I think in different colours. This is a quite expensive Gisela Graham one that I hung my nose over for a couple of years. That cute little gingerbread house was from a local lady who does a lot of crafting for school fairs and things. That heart up there I bought on honeymoon in New York from the Museum of American Folk Art, I think it was called. What else can I show you? Oh, Foxy. There are lots of handmade ones on here as well. That came from Marks and Spencer's quite a long while ago. Some little tiny crochet stockings. Oh, bought him on Christmas Eve last year. What else is special? He's a new edition this year. He was from Accessorising the Sale last year, just after Christmas. Ah, this is a special one. This is a Lucy Loveheart one that came, this is Chatsworth House. And Johnny and I bought this on our 10th wedding anniversary last October. What else is on here that might be worth mentioning? Oh, this was one of Ivy's first, not her very first, but one of her earliest. This key Cosmo is particularly fond on. That was, he calls that a Santa's magic key, bless him. And I'm just trying to find, oh, this is another one of our very original ones. I think that was actually from Accessorise as well, many years ago. Some that Ivy's made, she coloured this one in. Oh, here he is, look. This really sweet snowman bell. He's got a blue top hat on. And he really jingles. And I think he might be the first one that Cosmo ever chose. So that's a little view of our Christmas tree. And the ever-evolving collection of pretties. And I'm going to show you, oh look, I almost forgot to mention that there's the finished tree skirt, and I'm really pleased that it doesn't stick out any further than that, because I didn't want one that looked really ridiculous and flouncy. I wanted one just to look like a pretty little fur below under the tree. Don't you agree, Bramble? And you've seen that, that's our fabric advent calendar that I made quite a few years ago now. So I'll show you more bits of the tree as I go along. More bits of the tree, more bits of our trimmings as I go along, and sort them out a little bit more. I'm going to go to bed in a minute. You are a persistent, pestery cat. You are. Yes, I'm going to go to bed shortly because it's a work day for me tomorrow. But I just want to show you that these are the two Advent minis I received today and how beautifully they go. I just can't get over how nice this is looking. So anyway, I'm going to say good night for now, and I'll speak to you in the morning.